We're going to talk about how to calculate the number of the beast and what could some of the potential names be using this calculation method. Now, I know it can be confusing because through the years we've heard of many ways that people have calculated the number. For example, they've used the Hebrew letters, or they've used DNA coding or binary coding from computers, or the internet www. But let's take a look at the scriptures and see if there's any indications of how to calculate the number of the beast. So let's look at Revelation 13 verse 16 to 18. And it says, "And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and six." In other words, his number is 666. So we should start with the Apostle John, who received the revelation and wrote it down. Therefore, there are 5 things that we need to consider before we even can calculate the name. Number 1, John wrote it down in Greek. Therefore, whatever the calculation is used, it needs to tie back to the Greek alphabet, the beast's name in Greek. Number 2, the word count literally means a small stone or pebble used particularly by the Greeks and Egyptians in their calculation. It's an act of calculating or working out numbers. And so therefore, numbers is associated with the name. And this word is also used in Luke 14 verse 28. And this is what it says. "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it?" So you can see the word count literally means to count, to calculate. There's numbers associated with it. Number 3, it is the number of a man. Now, let me be clear. We know that the beast will be a man according to Daniel 11 verse 37. And there's a number of indications concerning that. And also the context is the beast is his number, which is referring to a man. However, this word man in Greek means mankind, the meaning that the beast will be a human, not a angel or a demon or a Nephilim or some kind of god that he may suggest. He will be a human. Number 4, some will have the number of his name on their forehead or their right hand, and his number is calculated to be 666. So what would the name be? Number 5, his name, his actual name, could include his assignment. For example, when we think of Abraham, Abraham is his name, but his assignment or his purpose is he is the father of many nations. Now the beast could have something similar. So for example, if his name is Titan, today a Titan is someone who is supposedly godlike, powerful, very large, and has some kind of outstanding achievements. But the origin of the word comes from the Greek mythology of being part of the family of giants that ruled the earth before it was overthrown. So the name could include his assignment. So what would the Greek alphabet calculation scale be that can convert the name into a number? For this, we have to look at Irenaeus. Irenaeus was a student of Polycarp. Now Polycarp was a student of the Apostle John, who actually wrote the book of Revelation. So if someone knew the alphabet scale that should be used to calculate the number, calculate his name, it would be him. In his work against heresies in about 170, 180 AD, he talks about some of the names that he calculated to be 666, and he used obviously a scale to do that. He converts the the names into Greek and then he calculates them. For example, Evanthus. Evanthus is calculated to be 666. Another one he uses is Latinus. Now Latinus means a Latin man, and it's probably because he found this name because of the persecution Christians faced under Latin emperors. And so some use the word Latinus to refer to the Pope. And so that's why they're looking at the Pope as being the beast. Irenaeus goes on for some time talking about another name. He elevates this name. He has discussions with his colleagues about this name. They don't want to affirm the name of the beast, probably because it will be revealed in the end. But this is the name that they believe it could be. It's highly probable. The name is Titan, but it is written with Teitan and is calculated to be 666. The reason he provides is that the symbols being written with two Greek vowels, E and I, among all the names which are found among us, is rather worthy of credit. In other words, this name used to be used prior, but amongst them, they probably used the word Titan, Titan, but he wanted to make sure that the origin use of that word prior, Teitan, and that was calculated to be 666. Therefore, this name is noteworthy. However, what's more important is the scale that he used to calculate this, and his colleagues, how they calculated these names. And this is the scale that we have here. Every Greek letter has a corresponding number associated with it. Hopefully this has provided some perspective of how to calculate the number of the beast. God bless. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.